Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I wanted to share something a little bit different with you guys, but I think it's really fitting for the current situation that everybody's in. A lot of people are working from home right now and it's very kind of uneasy in time and everyone's a little bit unsure of what to do with themselves. And it can be hard to want to get up in the morning and get dressed and put on your makeup when you know you only have to face your family or possibly no one at all. Maybe you live alone and you're working from home. Maybe you only have to face a couple of colleagues on a Skype call and you just kind of get dressed from the waist up. But I wanted to share a few theories and really interesting information about the kind of psychology of getting dressed and how this can impact our moods and our performance and our overall well-being. So I actually wrote my thesis about this at the end of my university degree, about how clothing can affect our moods and our mental state. So this topic is so interesting to me and it is something that I wanted to share on my channel and on my blog previously and I just never have. But I thought it was the perfect occasion now. I'm sure we've all experienced a time when we felt kind of shitty, but we've managed to put on a really good outfit, you know, do a little bit of makeup and perk ourselves up and make us feel better. And there's no coincidence in that. It's definitely scientific fact that when you wear certain items of clothing or a certain style or something that makes you feel like you've got your shit together basically, it's not a coincidence. If you sit around the house in sweatpants or in your pajamas all day, you do tend to feel a little bit lazy and not wanting to do anything, which has kind of been me for the last 2 days. But today I decided to dress up. I even wore some colour because obviously colour is a big kind of psychological factor as well in what we wear. And I will touch on that a little bit later. The first thing I want to touch on is performance level and what we wear. And I have a really interesting theory to share with you guys as well, kind of an experiment on this. So this theory is called the white lab coat effect, and it was carried out by Adam and Galinsky, two psychologists at Northwestern University in the US. And they basically carried out a Stroop test on a group of students. So the Stroop test, if you're not aware of it already, is when you're shown images of colours. Or not images, you're shown words, so the word could be brown but the word itself is actually red and you have to really quickly say what colour it is, but obviously the word doesn't match the actual colour, so it can get a little bit confusing. So they were testing the students' ability on how quickly they could carry out this test. So the groups were broken up into two different groups. One of the groups in the white lab coat was told it was a painter's lab coat, so they kind of took on maybe the persona of a painter and an artist, and their results were lower than the other groups, which were told it was a doctor's lab coat. So the group who thought it was a doctor's lab coat, I don't know, I guess they felt a bit smarter, a bit more capable, and that they had the ability to carry out really important tasks. So they kind of took on the persona and the mental state of a doctor who would have worn this lab coat. So just that little difference of being told it was a doctor's lab coat versus a painter's lab coat really affected the outcome of the entire experiment. So the outcome of this was they created the concept of enclothed cognition, which is basically how the clothes we wear can have an impact on our psychological processes. So another massive factor, and a lot of us may not necessarily care too much right now about our functioning, about our capabilities and like how well we're doing working from home, because we have a lot of other things to be thinking about right now. But one thing that we do need to consider is our mood, because that is kind of what's going to carry us through the next couple of weeks. So I have another theory on this. So in 1980, Johnson, Dubler and Gruel, they're authors of Depression, Relationship to Clothing and Appearance, Self-Concept. They uncovered a link between depression and unkept clothing, which is in inverted commas. So they proved that when people are feeling depressed or have low moods, they're more likely to wear unsightly clothing, put less effort into their appearance, and begin to neglect their personal hygiene. So you may think that you kind of could argue which came first, the effort that they weren't putting in versus the depression. So I think it can kind of be a little bit twofold as well, which is kind of what it shows here. So it basically says this proves that the link between clothing and our moods is very strong. And another note as well, it points out that our appearance can kind of affect our moods. So if we're looking in the mirror and we're seeing a something a little bit more unsightly, we're not going to feel as good about ourselves. So obviously I'm not saying you have to go out and wear a suit and, like, you know, not go out, actually don't go out. I'm not saying you just sit around your house in a suit, but just something that makes you feel like you've got your shit together. I think that's kind of the main thing. Wearing something that obviously you feel comfortable in, but not too comfortable that you will kind of associate that with a lazy day or just kind of, you know, a lesser mood, I guess. So a book that I read while I was, my neighbour just sneezed. That's not good. So a book I read while I was researching for my thesis is called You Are What You Wear by Jennifer Baumgartner, I think it is. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce her surname, but I'll leave the book linked below. I really only quickly read it while I was researching, but my mum actually got me the book for Christmas, so I finally read the full thing. And if fashion psychology is something that you're interested in, I would highly recommend this book, because it tackles it from different points of view of, like, what kind of issues are contributing to what your wardrobe looks like, which that stuff just really fascinates me. And I read the book so quickly I literally couldn't put it down. But yeah, she's basically a psychologist but also a personal stylist, and she kind of uses those two things to analyze your wardrobe and analyze where her clients were going wrong, not necessarily going wrong, but what kind of underlying issues they had that led them to an unhappy wardrobe, I guess. So like I said, color is a huge factor when it comes to dressing, for a good mood, and different colors will resonate with people differently, I think. But brighter colors tend to be associated with brighter moods, I guess. So yellow is a really positive, happy color. You know, orange is really vibrant. Red kind of shows powerful, so I have my red lips on today. It shows power and strength, and I think I definitely myself needed to get out of the rut of wearing black all day every day. I had been wearing it a little bit too much at work anyway before all this happened. Once a week I'd find myself in a completely black outfit when I literally couldn't be bothered to plan something proper, so I knew throw an all black look together, it will look fine. So today I forced myself to wear some colour, which this colour I never really wear, but it's my most colourful cashmere jumper that I have. But it's a really nice bright colour. When I look in the mirror, when I like catch a glimpse of myself, you know, it's so much brighter than just wearing black all the time, which is what I was wearing when I first woke up, and then I was like, nope, I have to change. So I'm feeling much better. It's just picking those colours. So like you could wear blue, it can make you feel calm, which is definitely what we all need right now. A lovely light blue would just be the perfect. Actually, I have another blue cashmere jumper. I'll wear that tomorrow. Keep the anxiety at bay. But yeah, just working colours into your wardrobe as much as you can, even if it is just your sweater or a cardigan or, you know, your lipstick or whatever it is. I'm just kind of finding those little nuggets of positivity so you can accent them in your wardrobe is really helpful. So if none of that makes sense to you, or if it's all just a bit of jumble at the moment, I have decided to share 3 outfits as well that might kind of get this point across a little bit. So not something that you have to be super dressed up, just little styling tips that you can take just to elevate your stay-at-home outfits a little bit more, just so you can feel the best possible version of yourself that you can feel right now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope you like the outfits, and I will see you guys really soon, and take care.